Hey, welcome back to Life for Living Well. I hope you're well this week again. My name is Richard, and the topic I brought for you this week, I call it Power of Friendship. But before I start the message, I just want quickly to say that if you are trying to send me a message, you can write directly to this email address, hello@lifeforlivingwell.info. If you do like to know more or get information about what the group does and what you can find on the platform, you can also check it out on our website at www.lifeforlivingwell.info. So let's get started. The topic I have for you today, I call it Power of Friendship. But before I actually start the podcast, it is important to open it up with one of the wisdom of Muhammad Ali. If you are not a boxing fan, that is okay. But I think there is wisdom in this Muhammad Ali quotation about friendship. And it goes like this. Friendship is the hardest thing in the world to explain. It is not something you learn in school, but if you haven't learned the meaning of friendship, you really haven't learned anything. And you will find out by the time, if you have time to listen to the end of this podcast, you will see where Muhammad Ali is hitting a point. His wisdom is coming from his own life journey, his own life experience, and he must have so many different friends in his life, and he got to a point and he defined what is friends. So what is friendship? And I wanted to use this opportunity to make a talk about what is it when you actually have a true friend in your life, the amazing power that you derive or come to you based on that connection you have with that individual or group of people. If it's the right group, the right people in your life, you just find that things that you tend to do might go faster, or even when you're going to difficult times, it doesn't seem like that. Not because they give you money or they give you home to live, but because of genuine support that you get from it, is carry you over to go through that phase in your life. And if you are in a situation now that you are in kind of friendship that is confused for you because you don't really know what nature of friendship you are, this podcast might be able to bring a sort of peace to your mind and allow you to accept what is reality rather than what you perceive to be reality. And once you understood this, then you become more free. So let's get started. So the power of friendship is a power that even stronger than a romantic connection, in my own opinion, because sometimes two people that come together, they already have something to offer each other in most cases. But in friendship, it's not always be that case. Sometimes you just have unexplained connection to another person, and you find yourself that you share more common interests, or you share common pleasure like hobbies that you do together or going out that brought you together. But in a romantic relationship, both partners have something to trade off, whether both want to have family, but whether both want to be married. So there's always something that brought them together that make. But when you come to friendship, it's always beyond this kind of trade-off that come to it, and that's where friendship, in my opinion, is not a fact. So don't take my word as fact. But if this word help you and it's work for you, great. But in my opinion, This a solid, good, healthy friendship in some cases is more stronger in connection than romantic relationship. So there is an evidence going through the ancient text that shows that the wise men in society and the philosophers, they have dedicated their time, their energy to understood the mystery of friendship. Why is it that society or people live or try so hard to create a friendship? Even a child, unexplicable, feel along or be part of the peers to form a group, to belong to something. And so the ancient philosopher, even till now, carry on doing research upon research. What is it that make people want to make friends, have friends? I'm not talking about few percentage or 1% of population that are happy or be a loner, and that is okay at the same time. But I'm talking about the majority of people in society that have learned or find the value of friendship. But the society we live right now even make it so difficult to build a solid friendship because of spontaneity and impulsivity energy that's around us. So social media especially are making friendship becoming even more difficult when people can get rid of their friendship like you get rid of the shoes that you no longer need anymore. So, throughout the medieval time, throughout the ancient time, philosophers, the wise people spend their time to try to understand why we make friends, or what kind of friend that bring tangible things to our life in terms of supporting us emotionally, supporting us mentally, supporting us psychologically. I am more in line with Aristotle. Aristotle looked into the friends into 3 different stages or groups. And it is very important as an individual to understand what kind of friend that you have in your life. Aristotle spent his time to split this into 3. He looked into friendship that based on utility. These are friendship that you only there based on what they do for you. Especially this is common in the workplace where everybody seems to get along, but they are just there to be working and exchange something for each other, either to get a promotion, either to get the job done, and they get accolade back to them. So these are friendships that are based on utility, and it will be a mistake. No wonder why so many people feel dejected, devoid, because they want so much in this kind of level of friendship connection that this kind of friendship or connection can never be able to provide. And the second part that Aristotle talked about is the friendship that based on pleasure. And this kind of friendship is also a friendship that also based on trade-off. So these are the people that you share hobbies together, you go hiking together, you travel together, you even yoga class or meditation together. So you share things which is good at the same time, but you have to know what is the strength of this level of this relationship, because what you need right now, you might not need it in 6 months' time. And this kind of group of friendship might not be able to provide that for you. So what happened to the first and the second level of friendship that Aristotle was trying to explain to us is with time, they fade away. This kind of friendship is not tend to live longer because as a human being, because we are part of the nature, we are not separate from nature. And if you look around you, nature himself changing every day, every minute. So you yourself changing. What you lack right now, you might have abundance of it in 6 months' time. And the current group of friendship that you find yourself, this kind of friendship might not suit your need anymore. And so I used to argue that this friendship, especially the first and the second one, they fade away. So the third one that Aristotle stated, because the first two, you give little but you get maximum benefit out of it, and that's the nature of that friendship. So that friendship is not always on the level playing field or equal or based on anything more. So, and then he looked into the third friendship. He stated that the third friendship that tend to live longer and is even more deeper is a friendship that based on virtue. And he feels this kind of friendship is so difficult, especially now in our generation right now, where most people don't even see their friends. The only time they talk to them is through the text or through the WhatsApp phone call. And this kind of the third friendship that Aristotle talk about is a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. You have to be the person that improving yourself like your friend, or you share the same values. Let's say you have a friend that is value honesty and truth. It will be so difficult for someone like this to spend their time with friends that is so dishonest and cunning. It is impossible, because this individual, their life is driven based on the virtues, and those virtues is what they're looking for in what they call friends. So, and these kind of people, they don't tend to have a lot of friends anyway, because the standard they set up for themselves is so high, and hardly you find many people that will be able to fit into that category. So if you value wisdom, it will be so difficult for you to accommodate someone that's so close-minded and dogmatic, someone that's so strong in opinion without even want to validate what they think. So, and this is where there's an English verse, like-minded attract like-minded. But Aristotle argue that this kind of relationship, friendship that go distance because it's based on something so deeper, like the root of a tree go deeper into the sand, not the branch of a tree. So the other two will fade away, but this kind of level of friendship go long and brought more happiness to our life than the first two. So that reminds me of a story of two young men. One was born as a prince, and he was so privileged, and he was trained with archeries, how to use the weapons. He was trained with all sorts of the modern weapon at that time. And there was another person that he was born as a shepherd, and he's never be privileged with resources or wealth, but he was okay with what his animal can brought to the family. But one day, these two young men, fate brought them together, and despite the fact that they have a different background, the fate brought them together, and what happened to them that all of a sudden they just have a strong connection, and they cannot both explain it, but with time they find out that they both share the same virtues, such as trust and love. And when these things too happen to them, what they also notice that there's absence of jealousy or heaviness. They can't even compete with each other. They just become one. To the end, to the fact that the prince laid his life down to protect his shepherd friend from his own evil father. So this kind of friendship, like I said earlier, It's what Aristotle was actually trying to explain in his essay of Power of Friendship. And his essay, he stated about two other friends, but the third friend is a friendship that based on virtues. And because of this virtue, this kind of friendship go distance, and its authenticity is so powerful, and it also allows us to more balance our emotional, our psychologically, our mentally. You no longer have a friend that jealousy or envying about you, or full of resentment, or trying to hurt you, or trying to brought you down. And that's where that we are looking for something deeper, or we settle for something subtle. People, as much as we value a good healthy friendship because it brought a well-being into our life, we are also able to obtain our goal in life faster. They share different perspective of truth. So this kind of friendship that you have, they become like a mirror in your life. They hold themselves accountable, and then you both hold each other accountable for the choices and decisions that you make in your life. And if you got a goal that I want to do, these are the kind of people that they will actually support you to get there faster, not bringing you down. They embrace your originality and loving you for who you are. Lastly, if you're going to make a friend this way, you have to become intentional. When you are making friends, because friend you have will define your life and goals in 2, 5, or 10 years time. So you have to be more intentional when you are making friends. Are you making friends based on utility? Are you making friends based on pleasure? Are you making friends based on virtues? So each of these friendships brought something to your life. So it is you that have to define what exactly you want or need in your life. I met someone few years ago, and I remember that she feels so down every time she spends time with a group of people. And I always wonder why you always do this. Why you have to hang around these people? And excuse is this. As much as she's educated, she has decent income, she can take care of herself, she felt like she was waiting for a disaster to happen in her life. And she said, oh, in case I will need them. And automatically you can see the kind of friendship that this individual have with this person. Despite the fact that every time she spent time with this individual, she felt drained, she felt so unhappy, and you have to take a bit of time that she walk herself to get herself back to where she wants to be. So these are not a friendship that are actually good for you mentally, psychologically, emotionally, because most of our problem is come from interacting with other people. And interacting with other people, it could do one thing for us if we use it in a healthy way. If we use it to work on ourselves, if we expose or bring something that we don't even aware that it was there. But because of the connection we have with this individual, they allow us to go inside and look into ourselves and work on ourselves in a way that make our life more rich and healthy. Another person in the past that I met was a young man that was struggling with his finances. And it wasn't long when we sat down together looking to his outgoing every month. And it was clear that this individual spending 35% of his income every month just to hang around with people that he didn't really like. That is so strange for me to understand. And he didn't really like this person. And it's not because they are bad people. it's because they don't really share the same values. Because some of the things that he told me these people these people do is not something that he feel comfortable about, but because he like this status and the image and the privilege these people have, he feel like he's somebody because of the connection he has with them. So one of the things that are wrong with this connection is that the people that he spend a lot of time with, they have a lot of disposable income that he doesn't have. So we sat down and said, okay, what do you really want to achieve financially? So you want to pay off his debt, and for the last 1 year, he's not been doing anything to pay it off. He wants to start a business. For the last 3 years that he has the goal, he hasn't started anything. So we've created a plan to follow it through. And after a few months, something changed in his life. Firstly, he realized, so we define what does he get in hanging out with these people, and what does he lose in hanging out with them. So what he got in hanging out with them is the validation that they giving him. And after he asked himself, going through it and try to start working on himself to overcome this validation need that he needs so strong, but he was getting it in the wrong place. And what he's spending out. So after a few months, his relationship with this group fade out, and his resources improve a lot, and also he begin to pay down his debt. And then we talked later, and I said, how do you feel? Say it felt really great that all the time he just find himself involving in one drama upon another drama. Because sometimes, folks, you have to be intentional when you're making friends. What kind of friends you are making? And it's actually even better to make a friend when you already work with your own internal issues. If you are using friends to cover up a bandage, it doesn't work. It's just attracting the wrong people into your life. And that will make you even more suffer a lot. So I hope this particular podcast helps someone. If you want, in order to benefit from power of friendship, I encourage you to be intentional in making friends. And if you're going to make a friend that brings health into your life, it is better you begin with yourself. You become your own best friend first, and then extend that to the outside of you. What I mean by that is that be honest with yourself. Work on your own virtues, and that will attract the right friends to your life. And I'm going to leave you with John Lennon word about friendship, and it's this: be honest. Being honest may not get you a lot of friends, but it will always get you the right one. So no matter how it is, there will always be 1%, 2%, 3% or more for you. So just be honest with yourself and be true to yourself. So I hope you have an amazing week, and let the power of friendship begin to work in your life for good. Have a great day and be safe. Thank you.